Good afternoon. I would like to thank each and every one of you for being here with us in the live sessions of MAHSA University Sarjana Putra Campus. I'm Siti Haja binti Mak Mahbub, a clinical instructor at the Faculty of Health Sciences, Maasai University, and I will be moderating today's sessions. Today's forum, Starting a New Venture, a topic on entrepreneurships, is proudly organized by the Faculty of Health Sciences, Maasai University. Dear viewer, before we proceed further, I would like to give you a brief overview of the program offered by the Faculty of Health Sciences at Maasai University. Faculty of Health Sciences is a academic school of physiotherapy, Department of Environmental Health, and Department of Medical Imaging. Why you want to join our health sciences? With this, the high job demand, essential service, work in a variety of settings, a career you can feel good about, no boring work routine, wide range of specializations, low risk of job automations. Maasai and infinite excellence is what MAHSA aspires to provide to each of the graduates. Under School of Physiotherapy, we have Diploma in Physiotherapy, Bachelor of Physiotherapy, Bachelor of Physiotherapy Online Distance Learning, Master of Physiotherapy. In Department of Environmental Health, we have Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health, Diploma in Environmental Health, Bachelor of Environmental Health and Safety. While in Department of Medical Imaging, we have Diploma in Medical Imaging, Radiography, and Bachelor of Medical Imaging. Master of Physiotherapy is divided into 1-year program, which is a full-time, and 2-year program, which is a part-time. The requirement for is a bachelor degree, a level 6 MQF, or equivalent with a minimum CGPA of 2.5 in a related field as accepted by the HAP Senate, or a bachelor degree, level 6 MQF, or equivalent not meeting CGPA of 2.5 can be accepted subject to a minimum of 5 years working experience in the related field. And also English proficiency for international student is IELTS 5.0, CFR B1 or equivalent with TOEFL, CEFR B2 with CPE 180, and or CEFR C1 of PTE or MOET Band 3. Bachelor in Physiotherapy, we have 4 years program and also 3-year program with diploma certificates. The entry requirement is past matriculation of pre-university or STPM program or equivalent of qualification with minimum GPA 3.33. Okay, in biology, physics, or mathematics and chemistry, or you could be A-levels and equal to minimum grade D in two of the following subjects: biology, physics, or mathematics, and chemistry. Diploma, pass diploma level 4 and with minimum CGPA. Okay, and then we have diploma in physiotherapy, 3 years program, and also Bachelor of Physiotherapy, like I said, online distance learning. Okay, we have a Bachelor of Environmental Health Safety, which is 4 years and 2.5. Diploma in Environmental Health, 3 years programs. Bachelor of Environmental Health and Safety, open and distance learning. Bachelor of Medical Imaging. Diploma in Medical Imaging, 3 years program. Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health. Teaching and learning is much more experienced and dedicated academic staff, various study modes, cross-teaching by experts, interactive teaching, emphasis on hands-on clinical skills, and aided by MQA and JPA with international recognitions. In MAHSA, we have scholarships like Haji Abdullah Academic Excellence Scholarship, okay, school teacher scholarships. Right? Okay. We also have a student mobile program. Okay, pathway, if you have diploma of foundations, your bachelor and going to employments. This is career opportunities that we have in 3 different departments. It's time to be more. Best wishes from us. Thank you. Please contact us through MAHSA website or through our faculty Facebook page to know more about our program, or simply leave a comment. We will get back to you. Your question concerning these forum sessions can be listed in the chat box as well. Today's forum is regarding setting up a business is always a big challenge, and launching a startup during a global pandemic is even more challenging. New graduates who wish to establish their own business has to take several factors into considerations in terms of sustaining the business growth and managing their cash flow. Besides that, many might wonder on what the procedure to start up a business really are. So, without further ado, I welcome all our speakers for today. Welcome all speakers for today's forums. Okay, let's continue by introducing our speaker for today. First, I will start with Mr. Tanin Basan, the head of Physiotherapy Department of Body Fits Physios and Sports Clinic. Mr. Tanin Basan is a MAHSA graduate from Cohort 2 Bachelor of Physiotherapy program and is a head of department of the renowned Physiotherapy Center, Body Fits Physios and Sports. He is a clinical certified American Council on Exercise, myofascial scalping therapy, and dry needling practitioners from the Dry Needling Association. Mr. Tanin is also a contributing author of the book entitled The Secrets of the Sugar. He holds a double degree in physiotherapy awarded from Anglia Ruskin University, UK and Maasai University. Mr. Tanin, would you like to say hi to our audience for today?
Hi, good afternoon to all of you, and thank you for watching the webinar today. Hope you guys will gain a lot of knowledge from the webinar.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tanin. Now I will go into Mr. Harim bin Muhammad No, is a Director Business Development of MAHSA Engineering. Mr. Harim is a MAHSA graduate from Cohort 8, Bachelor of Environmental Health and Safety. He holds a Diploma in Environmental Health, Diploma in Computer Science, Advanced Diploma in Enforcement Law, and Post-Basic Certified in Investigation and Prosecutions. He established his own business in construction field 2015 and has been progressing well in business ever since. Now, Mr. Harim, can you say hi to our audience for today?
Assalamualaikum dan selamat petang dan selamat berpuasa kepada semua Muslim.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hairin. And our third speaker is a special. So it's Mr. Muhammad Hafiz Iza bin Muhammad Shahrin. Is a senior accountant, Alliance Logistics in Berhad. Mr. Muhammad Hafiz is a senior accountant in Alliance Logistics Sidian Berhad and has experience in working as a trainee, guiding participants gain a valuable knowledge on reading a company financial statements, and in assessing one's financial health with Smart Saham Academy beginning in January 2020 as a volunteer. He holds a Bachelor of Commerce major in accounting and a minor in finance from Macquarie University, Sydney, and he is also a certified CPA from Australia. So Mr. Hafiz, say hi to our audience for today.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and peace upon you all. Thank you for inviting me to the webinar. It's an honor and pleasure to me to share it. We all gain knowledge from this day, right?
Okay, once again, thank you for all our panel to join us for today's forum. Okay, now without any delays, let's start our session for today. We will start with Mr. Tanin. Perhaps could you share regarding your center and how long already you set up the business and what kind of service that you provide in your center? Can you share with us?
Yeah, sure. It's called Physiotherapy, and we were located in Jalan Ipoh previously, and now we have shifted our branch to actually PJSS2. And we are a physiotherapy and a sports clinic as well. We are mostly based on physiotherapy treating in sports injuries, okay? But we also do treat other musculoskeletal injuries, and we also do house calls for neurological patients as well. And we have been providing services, for example, like rehabilitation, physiotherapy, and also cardiac rehab as well. And we've been here for about 4 years plus now, and we are also branching out into teaching as well. We also bringing in MAHSA students as well into our centers and to our clinics as well. And yeah, that's all about our Bodifix Physiotherapy Center. And we mostly treat sports injuries. We specialize in sports injuries, so that's why we have been known as a sports clinic. Yeah, but we also treat other musculoskeletal as well. Yeah.
Okay, so one of my questions that since when that actually you have a thought to open your center? Is it since study or after you graduate?
Okay, it has been a dream since we are studying actually, because my three partners actually, we're all from Maasai University. This is Sibanish and also Michelle. We're all in the same diploma group. So we had this vision of opening up a center and a center or a clinic since we were studying itself, but we didn't know we actually going to materialize this in the future. So once we graduated from diploma, we were all working in different sectors, and we were in the fitness industry. We were also working as a household physios, and then we came to a point that we thought of opening up a center that we can actually practice on ourselves. You know, since we have the same mindset. So then is when we decided to open Bodyfix Physio. So before opening Bodyfix Physio, we were known as MMHC Physio. So and then recently only we changed the name to Bodyfix Physio. So it was actually something that we, not to say planned, but we had a vision since we were studying. And we actually materialized it once we, after studying, after our degree.
Wow, very good. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now we go to Mr. Hari. So how about you? Can you share with us how you get an idea to open MAHSA Engineering and what kind of services that you provide?
Oh, okay. Actually I bukan founder lah for this company. I joined my friend untuk company ni lah. So I joined since 2015. Dah agak lama jugalah. Okay. Company ni memang dia khas untuk banyak kerja-kerja pembinaan lah. Usually kita punya client semua government lah. banyak klien daripada government untuk projek-projek kerajaan lah. So for time being kita ada 3 projek di Johor, Melaka dengan Pekan Pahang. Semua construction lah.
So how you thought into joining MAHSA? Can you share how you can deviate into to join to the business part?
Before this kita banyak kerjasama lah. So kita banyak buat kerja diorang. And then bila dah lama so dia offer dan kita jadi satu team lah. So apa-apa saja projek memang kita buat bersama lah sekarang. Sebab dulu bila ada main kawan dengan subkon dia relation tu dia lain sikit lah. So bila kita ada satu bumbu, so dia akan jadi lebih bagus lah kerja tu.
Okay, alright. So now we going to Mr. Afis because you are know more regarding business and finance, right? So how you can like advise or give us tips in how if our graduates want to open the business, how they can plan their business and see, because maybe now they are like a little bit eager when both the seniors is already open up their own business. Any share or tips that you can share with us?
Okay, in terms of some business planning, it is quite general in my that I have faced, because I've not just been involved in the corporate sector as well as I'm involved in the auditing sector back in my old days in audit. So, and I've started doing pro bono accounting services to enterprises, you know. I've seen quite a few challenges for small companies where the first thing is they will have is always the sustainability, because you can have a business for a few period of years, but then how can you move it forward to maintain for the next number of years, to maintain your services to each your future customers and all that. It's always the first to better understand your requirement of your business. When you want to set up your space, is a good? Is it a good location? Is it where like provide services to runners, right? So of course, must be located in where people are not where to run, like Lil or Sepang, all the Klang Valley areas, you know. So that also so when you have that sustainability planning to go ahead and you consider your capital, all your costs, your business planning, all the budget and expenses that is involved, what are the rules of implementation, maybe an SSM, and maybe if you want to get loans and to finance your startup, then all of that is the paperwork that you have to do even before. So that is part of the advice process.
Okay, there's a one point that is a little bit I'm interesting of is a strategic place. So now my question is to Mr. Tani, because just now you said that you started with house call and ongoing fields, and how you started to feel that you need to open a center and how you choose your center place now. Can you share with us?
We were first doing house calls, and then when did we started? I mean, we had because when we were doing house calls, actually we are not widening our services actually. So we wanted a center because we wanted a clinic, we wanted to have equipments, gym equipments, and all. So we were more interested in sports rather than treating, because house call patients are mostly bedridden patients and like a total knee replacement patients and all. So we wanted a center, wanted a place where we can actually do a lot of things in the place, in the clinic itself. So that is where we three of us, we planned to open up. First, it actually was only two of us. That was in Jalan Ipoh. So when we opened up the center there, and then we're choosing the place at that time, we never had much of an option. Okay, so that's why we choose because the rental there was a bit cheaper because it was in KL and because it was inside of KL, Jalan Ipoh. So from there, what we did is we started marketing and then started promoting ourselves, and we built our name there. But as times goes by, facilities are something that is very, very important that you should have in a clinic setup. Okay, for example, parking, toilets, and the conjunction, that means the junction way to come into the centers, and also the traffic. That played a big role, and also we wanted something that is more accessible to the people from KL or from Shah Alam or from anywhere else. So the midpoint now is PJ. So that is why we shifted from there to PJ. And also here we have much more better parking facilities and all. So that is something that you guys should actually look upon, facilities wise, and then parking and traffic flow, and also somewhere in the middle, in the center, if you're starting up a business. Unless you have patients in the particular region, I mean a lot of patients in the particular region, then by all means you can always set up a place there. But if you think that you are new, you want something, you want to grow in you, try to get somewhere in the middle of the location, so it's very accessible, easy for the patients.
Yeah, quite a good advice from Mr. Tani. Yeah, because currently we also like want to know what of the things that we need to look up in way to opening a center. Okay, to Mr. Hari, right? How about you? Because you're joining the company, and how from your side you're getting to invite the clients and everything. Can you share with us?
Then can you boleh ulang balik?
Kan boleh. What I mean is, my question is, and how you find your clients, and how that's questions, because you already have because you're joining the business, right? So from there, how you want to find your clients and provide your services.
Alright. Kebiasaan memang klien memang government punya job lah, government punya project. Sampai sekarang kita tak ada banyak klien daripada private lah, atau personal atau individual. So memang semua kita kena masuk tender lah. Untuk masuk tender dia ada beberapa spec. So dari segi financial kita kena staff, kita kena strong, and then working experience, kita punya track record. So benda-benda macam tu memang amat penting untuk construction lah. Lagi-lagi kita kena deal dengan government lah. So kita ada projek di, yalah contoh klien JKR, KPM, Kementerian Pelajaran, Kementerian Kesihatan. So kebanyakan tender tu memerlukan yalah experience dan track record yang bagus lah. So apa saja job yang kita kena buat, yang kita dah ada, so kita kena siapkan time frame dia lah. So tak ada delay. So performance tu amat penting lah untuk construction ni. Sebab bila once kita dah ada blacklist dan track record yang tak bagus, amat susah lah untuk dapat projek-projek yang lain lah. Sorry sebab I baru ambil second dose semalam. So dia ada effects dia.
Oh, okay. Semoga bersembuh lah daripada tu. Okay, so means that again, if like if students that graduate from environmental health, if they want to join into the business part, what is your advice for now?
Okay, projek ni bukan sesuatu yang orang biasa cakap, wah dia projek besar, best lah dapat projek besar-besar, income dia banyak. So bukan macam tu. Kita biasa disajikan dengan benda-benda yang bagus. So kereta yang besar, rumah yang besar, kan, duit yang banyak. Bukan, untuk projek biasanya experience tu penting. Starting daripada projek-projek yang kecil. So ambil yang kecil-kecil dulu. So macam I dulu starting, memang I join 2015, tapi before this kita ada buat sistem and website. So daripada benda-benda yang kecil, jangan ambil job sekali yang besar macam kena grab yang terus besar. Tak, bukan. Itu bukan cara yang betul lah. So bila kita dah perform dalam job-job yang kecil, kita dah boleh nampak flow dia, macam ni nak manage duit. And financial tu memang penting lah. So sebab kita bukan semua projek kita boleh buat dan kita boleh loan. Untuk starting, I rasa memang susah kita nak buat loan. So tak ada track record. Banker pun takkan senang nak bagi kita loan. Kecuali kita dah ada track record yang bagus, kita dah ada projek yang memang kita dah siapkan on time. Sebab benda-benda tu banking memang dia akan tengok track record. So nak kena mula daripada yang sikit, pastikan kerja kita bagus. Kita 5 star lah, jangan ada delay. ada masalah dengan projek, banyak defect. So benda-benda macam tu yang akan dilihat, sebab track record tu memang amat penting untuk projek. So memang bagus untuk buat untuk jadi seorang ahli perniagaan. Untuk maju tu senang, tapi untuk maintain tu susah. Kan? So banyak benda yang kita perlu tengok dari segi human resource, kan? Bila lagi-lagi bila berkecimpung dalam projek, bukan sesuatu yang senang lah. Kita akan hadapi harga turun naik, kan, harga pasaran, pekerja kena jaga, macam sekarang time COVID. So kita nak resource,
Yes.
kita terlalu harapkan foreigner. Bila diorang tak ada, bila jadi keadaan sekarang ni, memang masalah. Ada beberapa projek saya pun memang berjalan tapi agak slow lah. Boleh lah, tapi dia ada effect. So saya memang sarankan juga, daripada kita kerja, dulu saya pun kerja dengan kerajaan, sampai sekarang pun cuma saya ada second business ni. Nak bercimpung, nak buat sesuatu, kena memang fokus lah. Just bukan nak suka-suka nak cuba-cuba. Cuba memang boleh cuba, tapi fokus tu amat penting. Sebab kalau kita cuba apa sekalipun tanpa ada fokus dan keinginan eager yang nak buat, yang betul-betul nak buat, so business tu akan hancur. Dia akan tengah jalan je lah. So tak akan sukses dalam sesuatu business tu.
Yes, we have two questions from the audience. Let's see. To Mr. Afif, based on your experience, it is advisable to start a business in this midst of pandemic?
Okay. Right. Okay, just put on the microphone just a test. Should be hearing clearly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Experience is available. It depends actually. The first thing is you have to consider is part of your the capital that you want to start with. Aside from the experience, like Mr. Mr. Tendon and Mr. again?
Mr. Hiring.
Mr. Harin has already provided. Yes, you need the experience to start. Of course, myself also, I've started working in small corporates to actually experience auditing, and then I've jumped into the corporate, into the outside world. We have experienced to experience the small, how to do the accounting process in the downside of the business. You mean you're doing from the bottom. So when you have already experienced from the top overview as well as from the bottom, then you know how is the business flow from start to finish. So when you already have the experience, then all you need else is just the capital. So the capital to start a business is of course the most important part, where it also can provide you the money to start with, and also then to how long can you sustain, like what Mr. Harin shared about the employees that you need, so the services that you need to offer, because you need to maintain your business as well, the fixed costs, all the variable costs. Of course, when you have Mr. Tendon as opening the brick and mortar cost, that will have a lot more costs aside from it as well. So problem is, if you want to start a business in the midst of pandemic, you have to of course study the understanding what does the customer need at the moment. Of course, when you have brick and mortar business, it's quite challenging. Of course, I think Mr. Tendon will be quite agree with me, right? It's quite challenging. So when you have quite in this time of pandemic, people will just run out here and there, and they want to go to center, but maybe it is a bit hard for them. So alternatively, you can also suggest to like a in-house. I have a friends who are doctors who are offering to go to clients or customers' place to do their services. So that is also part of the consideration that you can consider. So when you have, let's say in the financial planning model that I'm doing myself, aside from accounting that I have, I also doing unit trust and also takaful, as well as financial services to clients. So I've seen that you need to have like at the very least of 12 months salary for your own backup, to actually sustain at the very first. So business wise, you might need more than 1 year income or cash balances to better sustain. But if you are going like a pro bono kind of single services, then you can consider that 12 months salary just for yourself. So it is depending a situation on how you want to go about your business during this pandemic. It can be achievable, but it can also be a risk. It is a risk that you have to consider. Yeah.
Thank you for the insightful sharing, Mr. Afif. Okay, can we go to the next questions? It's for Mr. Tanin. All right. Do you think it's advisable to be a sole owner or to have a partnership, as you have three partnership with you, right? So how are you share? Yeah.
Okay. It really depends on what kind of business are you doing. Okay. For me, I feel that I needed a partner, and my partner also is actually in need of another person to actually take care of the clinic as well. So we have delegated jobs to each and one of us, and we are doing separate. Like for example, if I'm in charge of marketing and students, and I'm in charge of marketing and students, and then about paperwork and about the clientels and all, my colleagues are in charge. It really depends. If you are a sole owner, then yes, you do need someone to work under you, but you must be a very hardworking person indeed. So you have to put in the effort, you have to put in the money, and you will be. If you have the money, then by all means, yes. But you have to put in the effort. You have to be working extra long hours. So even us as a partnership, also we do stay back. We do come early as 9, and we do go back as late as sometimes 11, 12, because we have to finish paperwork. We have to do it because everything is under us. Okay. So this bear in mind, if you're a sole owner, you're doing it all by yourself. Okay. I'm not discouraging. If you have the time, if you have the money, if you have the willpower, please by all means do it yourself. You can by all means do it yourself. Okay. But if you feel that if you need someone, then a partnership will be a better option. That's what I think.
Alright, okay, thank you, Mr. Tani. And I need to add up a little bit, because we now are getting that how we affected during this pandemic, right? So how you adapt to the new normal? So how do you manage to sustain your business, Mr. Tani?
How to adapt to the new normal? Okay, the new normal is something which was very challenging to us. So because as a physiotherapy clinic, patients will be needing to actually come to your place. Okay, so we have faced this challenge since the first MCO starting from 18th of March. We had to actually shut down the clinic for at least about 2 weeks because we didn't even know that we were essential or not essential at that point in time. We even had a debate with KKM and the ministry. We didn't even know that we were even essential at that point in time. So once we knew that we were essential, then actually we started opening up the clinic. But again, we had a lot of restrictions. Roadblocks was there implemented, SOPs were there implemented. So taking step by step, when we started doing the SOPs properly and all, the patients actually were very scared to actually come out of their doors because of the pandemic. And when they're actually scared to come out from their house, you don't have any patients, and it's very difficult for you to run a clinic. Okay, so and then only as what Mr. Afif said, we started doing house call. We started going to the patient's place because we had letters and all. And as time goes by, from MCO it changes to CMCO and all. So we started giving letters to our patients and all. And they were a bit more. They were reluctant to actually come out, but as time goes by, they were in pain and they had no choice, and they will have to come out somehow. So this was a new norm for us. So rather than just calling the patient and sending them appointments and ask them to come in, we also have to send them a letter. And at times, even we have calls from police stations coming in saying that to verify that this patient is actually going to your clinic and all. So these are something that the new norm is there. And SOP, of course, we have to sanitize the rooms, the clinics, the equipments more frequently than we used to do previously. So these are the new norms that we are also trying to figure out new ways to actually overcome this. But at the same time, it is a must because this pandemic is really it's something very It's not to say bad. It's something very very hard to actually overcome it. But we are trying our best. We are doing our best, and hopefully it's over soon.
Yeah, all of us is wishes the same too.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about Mr. Harim? How you adapt to the new normal now in this pandemic, Miss?
Quite tough jugalah sebab bila construction memang macam saya cakap tadi lah, so kita banyak bergantung kepada foreigner punya workers, ialah construction. Banyak susah nak dapat local workers untuk bidang construction. So bila jadi pandemik, agak sukar lah untuk dapatkan tenaga kerja tu. So terlalu minimum, pekerjaan pun kita jadi slow. So memang banyak kita extend kerja. Macam saya ada tiga site sekarang kan. So memang agak tough lah untuk kita nak agihkan pekerja. Bila diorang semua tak ada, kita rasa macam memang tough lah sebab kita tenaga kerja tu amat penting untuk construction sebab kita kejar dengan time frame. So kita kena siapkan on the time. Bila kita lambat, kita ada LED. So benda tu akan melibatkan cost, akan jadi charges. So kita punya margin akan jadi kecil keuntungan. So jadi factor jugalah tentang COVID ni. Tapi Alhamdulillah setakat ini masih boleh lagi, kita boleh negotiate dan so klien still faham lah. So bukan terjadi dekat Malaysia je, dia around the world kan. So memang kita banyak discuss dan so lah benda tu kena solve step by step, ada stages dia. So yalah, kita cuba siapkan on time, tapi kebanyakannya dah delay sikit-sikit lah. Ada yang so tapi kita memang masih kejar dengan shortage of item, construction punya item, dengan kenaikan harga barang. So benda tu akan affected. Bila banyak barang tak boleh masuk Malaysia, so harga demand, biasa supplier akan demand lah. So, bila barang sikit lah, akan harga tu akan jadi lain lah. So yang itu yang orang tak nampak sebenarnya. Yelah, dia orang hanya fikir kontraktor, so mesti untuk banyak. Tak. So benda-benda yang kita dah kira awalnya, bajet dia kita boleh siapkan around 1 million. So bila jadi ni, dia boleh kenaikan dalam 10 to 15%. So benda tu akan melibatkan kita punya margin lah. So yang itu yang dia risk untuk bidang construction lah. Bila dia harga turun, okey, kita boleh untung banyak. Tapi bila harga-harga macam ni melibatkan masa, costing, so benda-benda tu akan effect company lah. Cuma kita terpaksa absorb time-time yang macam ni lah. Bukannya kita sentiasa untung, kadang-kadang bila time-time macam ni yang akan menyebabkan kontraktor memang suffer sikit lah. Lebih kurang macam ni.
Okay. Alright. Thank you, Mr. Harin. As when we start a business, we always have this kind of thought regarding tax and zakat, right? Everyone will worry regarding tax and zakat, how they want to pay everything. So my next question for Mr. Afif, can you advise us what are the tax benefits available to the small startup business in Malaysia, and how new entrepreneur can manage their tax or zakat payments smoothly? Can you advise and share your tips with us?
Hi, hello. Yeah, sure. In terms of the tax planning for each companies, especially, I think most of the people want to start will go for the sole proprietorship or partnership, which is more lenient to enterprise lah. So when you are an enterprise, the tax regulation are not as well and broad as much as the Sdn Bhd, because the tax bracket is higher. So enterprise are more to your personal income tax as well, so it's much more closer. So there's a lot of tax relief that you can claim in terms of more into your personal tax income lah. So if you go into LHDN, they always update their tax relief for pelepasan cukai tu. Then you can read that from there. One of the few things for your personal is always of course the first for companies is when you pay your EPF, your SOCSO. Zakat also is one of the tax relief for personal income tax. This is just to bear in mind that enterprise and personal income tax are not really far off in terms of their tax relief. Yeah. So if you went to Sdn Bhd, it's a much more complicated process, and it's not as straightforward also, because you need to consider your assets. You have to buy assets, and then you can do that for your capital allowances and put forth for deduction for your tax for that financial year. And of course, Sdn Bhd revenue profit for the year have to be more than 500,000 for that particular 1 year lah. So if you're an enterprise, definitely most of your income will be below that. So more close to your personal tax lah. So when you do that, you have to study the tax relief for personal finance, for personal tax. So then you can do that as part of your enterprise claim for taxes. So one of it is zakat, of course. So if you don't want to do that, or for just 1 year short, consider to do that CP204, which is one of the forms that is provided for LHDN, so that you can pay your taxes monthly. So at the end of the year, when you have done your financial year, then you can claim back the taxes that you have paid for each month. So it's a much more convenient way to do so. Of course, your bookkeeping and records have to be kept properly for the next 7 years lah. So you can keep of course in your files, your manual files. Of course, we are in a tech savvy environment right now. You can go for Google Drive, because Google Drive for one email can also last more than 15 GB for personal email. So if for enterprise, you can go for the Google Suite. They can subscribe to more than a few gigabytes of data to store your financial records for the next 7 years, because LHDN wise, they can audit your records now for 2021 for your last 2-3 years, which is 2016 and 2017. So imagine if you don't have that record keeping, then you will struggle to put their demands to LHDN. You want to do your business, but now you have to focus on the admin side just to solve their queries. Then if you underestimate your tax, or then you have to might incur some penalties, and that penalty can be charged a few percentage and compounding yearly. So as 2016, you're compounding in the next 1 or 2 years, then suddenly you're paying quite a lot more than you should have paid for. So that's quite the waste lah if you don't do that as part of your business planning. I know you all are more into the operation side, doing physiotherapies, and maybe Mr. Hairin doing engineering. But record keeping for your support staff to do is one of the key things and area to do so as well, so that you keep up your expenses track. Then you know which items that you want to put, which description is for your tax relief for the end of the financial year claim. So like now, we already end the 31st December 2020. So we are open, and I think the LHDN is open for businesses to report their tax filing, tax estimates or tax payments up until June, if I'm not mistaken. So it is part of your time period to consider when you are starting that business as well. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Afif. Oh, we have another questions from the audience. Let's see what the question is. Oh, it's to Mr. Tanins. Is it advisable to start an own business right after completing a degree, or is better to gain experience first in the medical field?
Okay, yeah, it's a very good question. To me, what I would say is go out there and actually gain your experience first before you start, opening up your center. So this is very, very important. Why? Because if you're going to open up your own medical, for example, like a dentist clinic, or you want to open up your physiotherapy clinic, you should actually know the procedures, one thing, and also management of it. Okay, the only way you're going to gain knowledge in this is by going and working in the hospital, or going and working in some other clinics where everything is already established already. Okay, so you can actually take in ideas from there. Okay, for example, if you want to open a physiotherapy clinic, how about your patient's files? How are you going to keep your records of the patients? How are you going to number them? What kind of system that you're going to be using? What about your cash flow? How do you actually take in your cash flow, get out your cash flow? Okay, so these are all, we have systems for these. Some clinics are using systems, some clinics are doing manually. So it's better to go out there and gain experience in all this. And the other thing is equipment as well. So medical equipments are very expensive as well. So you don't want to just go out there and get some medical equipment which is very, very expensive, and which you can get cheaper prices, more affordable prices elsewhere. So all this is knowledge, and the only way you're going to learn all this knowledge is by actually going out, gaining experience in some hospitals and any other medical fields. And then once you think that you have gained the experience enough, and gain your patient's confidence as well also, and then you can open up your centers. So it's much more advisable to always go there at least a year minimum, at least, to go out and gain your experience first.
How about you, Mr. Harin? Did you agree what Mr. Tani just said now? Any share thoughts with us?
Memang perlu sangat experience. So lagi-lagi bidang construction, you tak boleh terus jump in dan you rasa boleh buat semua. Tak. You bukan macam tu cara gain experience, at least construction 3-4 years. Sebab benda bangunan lain, lain cara nak buat. Memang kena ada experience dulu and then baru you boleh set up company sendiri, bermula dengan kecil lah. So, bukan kita boleh terus buat projek besar yang akan melibatkan banyak benda, modal, kan. So benda-benda macam tu yang dia kena tengok, especially memang modal lah. So benda tu yang paling penting sekali, cara you manage you punya duit. Sebab dengan construction kita untuk permulaan dia memang banyak pakai cash sendiri. So bukan semua company boleh bagi kita hutang, debit. Slow dengan experience, dengan gain kita dah kenal networking, so daripada situlah dia akan start sikit-sikit. Sebab lain business, lain dia punya business strategy dia. So lain cara untuk manage dia. So kena gain experience lah. Experience memang penting.
See, yes, actually I also agree. Experience is the best way for we to learn. Because like just now I want to ask, because we are from the medical fields and we really don't know a little bit about business, everything. So any advice from your side, Mr. Afif, how our graduates want to start up a business and how they can set up the goals? That just now you said that the strategic place, everything. Any other advice that you can share with if they have a thought with opening their own business?
Okay, I'll just a bit repeat just a bit of the points that I've mentioned earlier. Of course, first is you consider is your business planning, your backup cash. Also, like Mr. Harry and Mr. Tenen have said before, the cost of alternative for equipments to compare, your maintenance costs, your fixed costs, your variable costs, everything has to be in place. Of course, that needs experience. When you are already involved in the field for quite a number of years, then you have the experience. Then when you want to jump into the field, that's where you need the networking skill for your of course the soft skills as well, so that you can connect with the business employers and also the customers and the clients, so that you can put forth your company to build your brand, and build a personal brand. Maybe nowadays you have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, even TikTok, and that is where you build your personal brand. To have to mention what are the services that you'll be providing. So what are the core values, what are your mission, and what are your mission, and ultimately everyone is in doing business is to make money, right? So ultimately it's to make money, but of course to provide values to the customer that you are providing and catering to. So at the same time, you don't want to lose your value, but of course usually business are usually focusing on money too much, they forgot about value. So that is where sustainability comes into play lah. So and then when you have the money, of course, you want to sustain the money through investments, maybe not just keeping the cash and idle without growing your assets. So of course, you need to roll over your money to purchase more equipments, because equipments also will have the factor of obsolescence. You need as technology progress forward as well. So you need to keep updated with the news as latest. Because I'm currently looking into the capital market also in between doing my entrepreneurship as well. So it gives you that added advantage of what is there in the market for you to give value to your customers. So always keep up to my take is always keep up to date in the latest development, especially if you're in your field of physiotherapy. What is out there? What is the latest medical development? Then try to cater that development to your customers' needs lah. So that is the added advice I would give.
Thank you. All right. Actually, we have questions from the audience. Let's see what is the questions. I think it's for all of our panels. Okay, maybe Mr. Haring can help to answer this. As a business owner or co-owner, what are your biggest challenges during this current pandemic, and how you guys overcome?
Rasa tadi saya dah jawab juga. Manpower lah. sebab macam saya cakap tadi lah, bila jadi pandemik, semua tak boleh nak keluar. So ada certain projek yang memang kena stop langsung. Construction memang banyak kena stop. So kita bermain dengan masa untuk catch up balik kita punya projek yang dah lama, yang tertinggal lah, delay. Contoh macam last year, bila bulan 3 kita start PKP sampai bulan 6. So tak ada kerja yang kita boleh buat kan. So bila dah buka balik pun dia ada limited workers yang boleh bekerja at one time kan. So memang dia agak tough dan agak sukar lah time-time sebab dia tak sama dengan nature business yang lain. So contoh macam makanan, you just boleh tapau, still ada customer. Saya rasa bisnes makanan yang paling laku waktu PKP. So dia punya bisnes daripada orang walk in kedai, dia dah jadi pelbagai customer. So customer just duduk rumah just order, tapi bukan untuk bidang construction lah. So workers kena ada, kena buat sebab dia physically, dia bukan kan boleh main kita tengok benda tu boleh siap tak, perlukan step, masa. Contoh untuk konkrit you perlu letakkan besi dulu. So benda tu banyak step by step, tapi bila jadi pandemik benda tu susah lah nak buat. These challenges lagi segi barang untuk dapatkan raw material and cement, besi. So benda-benda macam tu yang agak tough pandemik, sebab benda ni tak pernah berlaku dan bila tiba-tiba berlaku dia agak yalah macam shock jugalah. So susah lah. Tapi yalah macam mana pun kita try yalah atasi benda-benda tu lah. So jadikan dia betul-betul experience. Memang rasa orang lain yang tak pernah cebur dalam bidang tu tak ada experience. So mungkin ada benda yang lain nanti, so benda tu kita lah jadi experience. Oh benda ni kena buat macam ni, benda ni kena buat macam ni. Yalah kita ada ada bukan option macam kena cari cara untuk selesaikan jugalah. Walaupun pun sebab itu memang kita dah dianugerahkan benda tu, kita dah dapat job tu. So kita kena fikirlah cara untuk selesaikan, walau macam mana pun kena selesaikan.
How about you, Mr. Tani? Any other challenges because just like you said, like patient afraid to come to the clinics, everything. So any other challenge that you
not much. That was our main challenge because we only rely on our clients, on our patients, and so that's how we get the revenue. So that was the only challenge that we had. But to overcome the challenge, as I said, we started doing house calls as well. So that means we go to the patient's house, we send the visits to the patient's house. And the other thing is that once we had approval from the KKM and also from the relevant government agencies, we were able to manage to send letters to the patient. So they were able to show those letters to the roadblocks and also to the police, and also they were able to come to the clinic for treatment. So yeah, that was one of the challenge. The other thing I would say is maybe there was no sports activities during the pandemic. So we are more based on sports clinic as well. So if there's less sports or there's no sports, there will be no injuries. So again, patients was again, so that we can't do much. But as soon as the CMCO took place, they were actually releasing most of the sports, and yeah, we are back now to normal. So hopefully it stays this way.
Okay. Another questions is from Mr. Chu. Okay, may I know some of the marketing strategies for boosting the business, especially in the midst of this pandemic? Any of you want to share with us? Maybe Mr. Afif, can you share with us?
Okay, in terms of the marketing strategies, outside of the in terms of the inside industries that I'm at the moment, which is logistic industry wise, so logistic wise industry is not really facing that much of a roadblock because it has been quite okay since the MCO even began. But I've been involved in the other industries as well, especially there's in the unit trust and also the Takafu advisory, as well as the business planning as well. So we require the letter to actually travel and pick up documents from them so that we don't have to be at their site to perform the work. And then advices to clients can be made via Zoom and all these online stream platforms so that we can engage with them. Of course, it's a bit hard when you don't have face to face, much like the teachers are doing their PDPR. So my wife, if it's a teacher, I can understand the struggle to teach kids, but at the very least, teaching adults to guide them what to do and what to say is a bit easier because you don't have to face them directly. Then you can be at your own comfortable zone and not to be facing the traffic. So from the advising perspective of business, it's much easier to do during this pandemic, and it's just a matter of how you want to connect with the client lah. Maybe I can share some thoughts for the physiotherapy is also part of your you can do like online Facebook sharing to your customers, right? Maybe you can do like online exercises so that each of your customers and clients to participate and exercise with you together in live session. That is a part of the few friends that I have in the running industries, right? And is in the running industries, they are doing those live exercise for us to join together and do exercise with them. So that is how you also engage your marketing. You can promote your brand, you can promote yourself, and so that your clients know who you are and you build your brand. Yeah, that's
Okay,
for me.
regarding so what I want to know is can Mr. Tani and Mr. Harin share with us any advisable websites or Facebook if like want to reach you guys in way to know about your business, everything? Can you share with us? We start with Mr. Tani first.
I don't get you the question. You want me to share on the?
Sorry?
You wanted me to share on the?
Share on like just now that Mr. Afiz said regarding engagement with the clients, everything, right? So I want to know that if you guys have like Facebook or any
Yes,
website,
yes.
they can approach you guys.
Yes, we do have a website and also our Instagram page and also our Facebook. You can always go down to Body Fix Me. So it's BODYFIXME. So it's Body Fix Me. You can email us at bodyfixme@gmail.com and see us in our website in www.bodyfixme.com. And also our Insta and FB also is Body Fix Me at Insta and also at FB.
How about you, Mr. Harin? Any websites or Facebook that they can approach you guys?
Saya tak ada sebab kita banyak ialah kain drive governmentnya project kan, so memang tak ada lah sebab kita yang cari projek sendiri.
So mesti guna kalau Selangor mesti guna Upin, betul tak? Alright. Okay. Once again, thank you for all our speakers today for joining us, and for the audience. I hope with this answer given by our speakers today will enlighten to all of you out there. So now we have come to the end of our today's sessions. Again, thank you, Mr. Tanim Basens, Mr. Harin, and Mr. Muhammad Afif for joining us today for providing us such insightful information. To our wonderful audience, thank you for joining us at this forum. We look forward to your comments and participation at future events hosted by MAHSA University. In case of any further queries, you can contact us through the MAHSA website or visit us in our social media. Have a pleasant day. Thank you all. Thank you, speakers, for today's session.
Thank you for joining us.